Like you're going for a job interview. So for his job interview, he was so concerned about what his outfit was. His necklace was over 100 grand.
Dak Prescott really went after Shedeur Sanders and didn't hold back at all. He called Shedeur out for acting like a diva, and let's just say Shedeur didn't like it one bit. Lately, everyone's been treating Shedeur like a baby and trying to cheer him up after he dropped so far in the draft, which was pretty embarrassing.
It says legendary all over his room. All over, everywhere. They got legendary wallpaper there. You know, he got humbled yesterday. He did. And if you'll go back to when we had Dion on, when we were at the Super Bowl, it was like, are you telling teams to not draft your son? And I mean, there was a whole big deal about he's not going to go play for those teams. And is he going to pull an Eli Manning? But he got humbled.
Some people even started spreading wild stories, saying that NFL coaches and even Tom Brady were secretly working together to ruin him. Sounds crazy, right? But here's what really has people talking. There's word going around that Dak Prescott isn't buying any of those rumors. Yeah, I mean, they're obviously focused on adding a big player in this draft, and you've got to respect that. It's just part of the business, especially if you've been in the league.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, they look at a lot. I mean, they're investing in a big position in this draft, and you've got to respect and understand the business of that. And having been in the league, I do.
But Shedeur also does not want to be challenged. I said certain things that I'm just keeping it a buck and just say how I feel. That doesn't negate how I feel about.
People close to the situation say Dak thinks Shedeur has no one to blame but himself. Dak's been telling people that Shedeur's arrogant attitude and spoiled behavior have upset coaches and team managers. Supposedly, Dak said someone needs to knock some sense into Shedeur before he ruins his chance in the NFL. Of course, Shedeur didn't stay quiet. Just like the Sanders family always does, he clapped back. He told Dak to focus on his own failing, career, and stop getting into other people's business. It's definitely getting heated. No one thought things would get this messy. But the biggest surprise was how far Shedeur dropped in the draft.
The Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado.
The reaction in the draft hall says it all.
Fans were shocked when he didn't get picked in the first round, then the second, the third, and still nothing in the fourth round either. It was crazy. Nobody's saying he isn't talented. He's got that flashy style, big plays, and star power that fills stadiums and sells tons of merchandise. So why the delay? That's what everyone's trying to figure out. He said it doesn't matter when you get picked. He believed he would go number one, and he would have been wrong not to believe that. But every time he wasn't picked, it hurt. Still, every time he wasn't picked, it also made him want to prove himself even more. I've talked to Shedeur about this, and I know this will only make him better. This is just going to push him harder. Like I said, what matters is that you get in. Once you're in, you handle it. I know Shedeur can handle it. He's faced a lot of pressure his whole life, so this won't be any different. They, the teams, look at a lot of things. They're making a big investment in these draft picks, so you have to understand and respect the business side of it. I get it because I've been in the league. So I know why I dropped. For these guys, whether it's stuff off the field, how they played, what people are saying about them, or that they didn't play against top competition, it doesn't matter. He waited and waited, round after round, until finally, in the fifth round, with pick number 144, the Cleveland Browns called his name. Fifth round, that's tough. You could feel the pressure in the room every time they didn't call his name. You could feel how embarrassed he must have felt. To make it worse, someone prank called him, pretending to be an NFL team, messing with his emotions during one of the biggest moments of his life. That's just cruel. Let's be real.
Because it just, as I stated, it doesn't matter when you get in. I know he expected himself to go number one overall, and he would be wrong if he didn't expect himself to be there. So every pick after that has hurt, but every pick after that I know is fuel to the fire. A little bit of that I know from Shedeur, talking to him. Yeah, this is only going to make him better. This is only going to push him. And as I said, it's all about when you get into this business. And when you get in, you can handle it. I know Shedeur can handle it. He's been through a lot. He's had pressure his whole life, so this will be no different. Regardless, they look at a lot. I mean, they're investing in a big position in this draft, and you've got to respect and understand the business of that. And having been in the league, I do. So I know why I dropped in. For the guys who are dropping, whether it's off the field, whether it's on the field, whether it's he say, she say, accuracy talk, or, he hadn't competed against people, it really doesn't matter.
Everyone already knew he didn't want to play for the Browns. If you know, you know. So when that call finally came, it was a mix of good and bad feelings. Fans quickly started trying to figure out who was really to blame, pointing fingers at everyone like they were playing hot potato. Everyone was getting blamed in this drama. His dad, Shedeur Sanders, and even his mentor, Tom Brady. Some people even went after Tom Brady, saying he messed up Shedeur's draft chances by turning NFL bosses against him. Crazy, right? Especially since Tom was the one who trained Shedeur, believed in him, and told everyone he was the real deal. So when rumors started that Tom was actually hurting Shedeur's chances on purpose, fans were shocked. A lot of people didn't believe it, though. Some said it was all just part of a bigger plan to keep Shedeur out of the NFL, maybe because he's so confident, or maybe because his dad, Dion, is such a big name. Either way, things got messy fast. But while everyone was talking, Dak Prescott stepped up and told the truth. He didn't sugarcoat it at all. He said, "This isn't some fairy tale." The NFL is a business, plain and simple. Just because you think you're special doesn't mean teams are going to treat you that way. Nobody's going to give you a free pass just because you're flashy. And Dak didn't stop there. He had a message for Shedeur. He told him that if he really wants to make it, he needs to respect the game.
That's the plan. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
He needs to stay focused and work hard because the NFL doesn't stop for anyone. It keeps going with or without him. And trust me, it won't slow down just because Shedeur is upset. Prescott didn't have to say every word. His message was crystal clear. Shedeur might be talented, sure, but he's not the whole story. The league has seen great players come and go, and it's not going to wait for anyone. If Shedeur wants to stay in the game, he has to prove himself every single day, and Dak Prescott knows that feeling all too well. Back in 2016, people thought he'd be picked in the second round, maybe even late in the first. But that didn't happen. He got picked in the fourth round as the 135th player, even though he was amazing in high school and did great at Mississippi State. So when Dak talks about this, he's not just talking, he's lived it. Even when Dak finally made it to the NFL, people didn't think he'd be a starter. They thought he'd be sitting behind Tony Romo, who was the star, and Kellen Moore, the solid backup. But things turned out differently. Both Romo and Moore got hurt during Dak's rookie season, and suddenly, Dak had his chance. And he took full advantage of it. He led the Cowboys to a 13-3 record, the best in the NFC. So when Dak talks about being doubted and still turning that into success, he knows exactly what he's saying. For Dak, it doesn't matter when you get drafted. It matters what you do once you're in. You have to prove you belong there. That shouldn't be too tough for Shedeur since he's always been under pressure. But let's be real. Dak wasn't just giving advice. He was sending a message without spelling it out. And people picked up on that. Dak's not the only one who thinks Shedeur needs to wake up. On a recent episode of the Up and Adams podcast, Warren Moon didn't hold back. He flat out called Shedeur spoiled and entitled.
GOAT NFL team.
Whoever picks me.
GOAT athlete.
Shedeur Sanders.
GOAT musician.
Deion Sanders Jr.
GOAT actor.
Shedeur Sanders.
GOAT TV show.
Coach Prime.
Give us your best SI cover pose.